and for the third Saturday of July 2025. A few stray thoughts. And a few general remarks. And a few points of view. By way of a roundup of the week. All my own musings.
Like the week was full of news, good and bad. Like, the good news was that after 18-day space odyssey, Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla and Axiom 4 returned to Earth. Lucky, not stranded like Sunita Williams.
Over the past 2.5 weeks or so, we have done a lot of science on the station. We have done outreach activities and also looked back at the Earth. Whatever time we found, we were always looking out the window, and it almost seems magical to me. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank my country and all their citizens for supporting this mission and me with all their hearts. And I would like to thank ISRO for making this happen, all the colleagues at ISRO who have worked tirelessly in developing all the protocols, the science and the outreach activities, the researchers back in India, the students who developed the outreach items that I carried. I would also like to thank NASA and its international partners, Axiom Space, SpaceX, for ensuring that we were trained adequately well and providing all the support round the clock, and all the people who were sitting on ground supporting this mission, making it extremely successful.
With over 20 days in space, our crew spent just over 18 days aboard the International Space Station. And while on board, they worked over 60 science-related research activities and participated in more than 20 outreach events, all of this totaling more than 288 orbits, covering 7.6 million miles.
Indian astronaut Shubhanshu Shukla returned to Earth on Tuesday after his 18-day space mission. He, along with the crew, splashed down in California. A video shared via Axiom Space showed the moment Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla and the Axiom 4 crew aboard the Dragon spacecraft splashed down in the Pacific Ocean. Group Captain Shukla, the pilot for the X-4 mission, and other crew members Commander Peggy Whitson of the U.S., Mission Specialist Sława Znansky-Wisniewski of Poland, and Mission Specialist Tibor Kapu of Hungary spent 18 days at the islands.
Breaking news, next news item, oh, it's breaking fast. Next news item, blink and it's gone.
Like it is election time in Bihar. The video of 5 revolver-toting gangsters killing another gangster in a Patna hospital is a chilling reminder of crumbling law and order. Nitish and BJP must take the blame. Patna hospital gang war. 5 armed men enter a Bihar hospital, casually walk into a patient's room, pump bullets into him and escape. This is not a movie. This is Bihar's horrifying reality. The CCTV cameras at the hospital captured the 5 shooters pulling out their guns, opening the cabin's door, and then escaping. The target, Chandan Mishra, died during treatment. Mishra, a hardened criminal with dozens of murder cases against him, was out on parole on medical grounds. He was admitted to Patna's Paras Hospital, where the shooting took place this morning. Police believe that a rival gang is behind the chilling attack. And, Nitish's Revati scheme of free 125 electricity units may not garner votes in Bihar. Agree?
बिल्कुल, आज जो मुख्यमंत्री जी ने ये फैसला लिया है कि बिहार के बिजली उपभोक्ताओं को 125 यूनिट बिजली हर उपभोक्ता को मुफ्त में दी जाएगी, इससे बड़ा गरीबों के हित में कोई दूसरा बड़ा फैसला नहीं हो सकता है। क्योंकि आप सब जानते हैं, सामान्य रूप से गरीब परिवार जो घरेलू उपभोक्ता होते हैं, घर में 2-3 बल्ब जलाते हैं या कुछ पंखा चलाते हैं, उसमें लगभग 100-125 यूनिट बिजली ही खपत होती है। और उतना आज मुख्यमंत्री जी ने फैसला करके ये घोषणा कर दी है कि अब बिहार में जो बिजली उपभोक्ता हैं 125 यूनिट तक अगर बिजली खपत करते हैं तो उसके लिए उनको कोई उसका शुल्क देना नहीं होगा। ये बहुत बड़ी बात है और गरीबों के हित में बहुत बड़ा फैसला है जो बिहार सरकार और नीतीश कुमार जी ने लिया है। पहले भी बिजली जो लोगों को इतने अधिक समय तक दी जा रही थी, इसके लिए सरकार बहुत प्रयास करती थी। सरकार अपने तरफ से पैसा बिजली कंपनियों को देती थी। पहले भी सस्ती दर पर बिजली, खासतौर से किसानों को कितने सस्ते दर पर बिजली उपलब्ध कराई जा रही है। तो किसानों को तो सस्ते दर पर बिजली दी ही जा रही थी और उन्हीं किसानों के मुख्य रूप से जो ग्रामीण क्षेत्रों में रहने वाला परिवार है, वैसे भी ग्रामीण क्षेत्र में हो शहरी क्षेत्र में हो, जो गरीब परिवार है वह अगर 125 यूनिट तक बिजली खपत करते हैं तो उनको वो निःशुल्क हो जाएगा। ये बहुत दूरगामी प्रभाव वाला, गरीबों के हित में कल्याणकारी घोषणा है और सरकार की योजना है। इसके लिए हम समझते हैं कि बिहार के सारे लोग मुख्यमंत्री और इस एनडीए सरकार को निश्चित रूप से धन्यवाद दे रहे होंगे।
Like, AAP has deserted India alliance. Doesn't augur well for opposition in Bihar.
सबसे पहला सवाल आपसे, क्योंकि बिहार विधानसभा चुनाव की बात कर रहे हैं हम, तो बिहार विधानसभा चुनाव में आपने अकेले जाने का प्लान किया है, आपने ऐलान किया है, तो आखिर इसके पीछे आपका क्या प्लान है?
देखिए, आम आदमी पार्टी जब हमने पार्टी बनाई तो हमने ये सोचा था कि जो रूटीन की राजनीति है देश में उससे कुछ अलग करेंगे। और जब हम शुरू में एजुकेशन की बात करते थे, हेल्थ की बात करते थे, बिजली पानी की बात करते थे, तो लोग कहते थे ये सब तो ठीक है, आइडियोलॉजी क्या है आपकी। तो हमने धीरे धीरे अब लोगों को समझ आया है कि यही आइडियोलॉजी आम आदमी पार्टी की, कि मूलभूत सुविधाएं जब मिलेंगी लोगों को तभी दूसरी चीज़ों के ऊपर बात कर सकेंगे, तभी देश विकसित देश बन सकेगा। अब आप देखिए कितना गजब इत्तेफाक है, हमने इधर अनाउंसमेंट किया कि हम बिहार में सभी सीटों पर चुनाव लड़ेंगे और 20 साल मुख्यमंत्री रहने के बाद नीतीश कुमार जी को अचानक से याद आया कि 125 यूनिट बिजली फ्री करनी चाहिए। तो ये आम आदमी पार्टी का, ये भारत की राजनीति में बहुत बड़ा असर है, ये अरविंद केजरीवाल जी की सोच का नतीजा है।
Owaisi remarked, if the government can trace foreigners in Bihar, why can't they find out Pahalgam terrorists? A valid point. Like, Tatas hurriedly declared that there were no issues with fuel switches of Boeing aircraft. Why? And in response to Wall Street Journal's claim of pilots switching off fuel, Indian Pilots Association said the pilots were not on a Tinder date. Ops. Etihad, Singapore Airlines inspect Boeing 787 fuel switches after Air India plane crash. South Korea is set to order airlines to inspect the fuel switch mechanisms on Boeing aircraft. After the preliminary Air India crash report revealed that the fuel switches were cut off. As per the probe report, both fuel switches on the flight flipped from run to cut-off seconds after takeoff. The aircraft in question, a Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner, had seen throttle control module replacements in 2019 and 2023. Yet the fuel cutoff switch locks were never updated, despite an FAA recommendation from 2018. This because that advisory was never mandated. At the time, both Boeing and the FAA privately assured regulators that the issue posed no immediate danger. But now, airlines and countries are taking note. South Korea is directing all airlines operating Boeing jets to inspect fuel switch locks, immediately aligning directly with the FAA's original advisory. No global deadline has been issued yet, but airlines have been told, don't wait. In India, the DGCA has ordered urgent inspections of Boeing 787s and 737s by July 21st. Globally, airlines such as JetBlue, Etihad, and Japan's JL are also rechecking their Boeing fleets. The lowest form of journalism on display by Daily Mail UK. Distorting facts and truths to save a white Boeing from taking responsibility. Daily Mail raises a question without any evidence. Did depressed Air India pilot deliberately crash plane killing 260 people because his mother died? Daily Mail in its report alleges that seconds after taking off on June 12, 2 fuel switches in the cockpit of Air India Flight 171 were turned off shortly after takeoff. Where is the proof? Daily Mail in its report further states that the thrust lever, left, was also found with significant thermal damage, and were found to remain forward until impact. Both fuel control switches were found in the run position, right. Significant thermal damage after the crash, or has the Daily Mail its own story? Daily Mail has published a graphic displaying how the lever on the Boeing 787 Dreamliner works.
What the report seems to be suggesting is the error with the chip. It's as simple as one chip not working properly, losing contact. Once you lose contact, it's kind of how electricity works. The signal works. It's not contacted properly. It's because of the thermal cycle. It's in a warm condition. It's been worked very hard.
It is a toggle switch. Toggle switch means it is a switch which you lift up and then you move, and then it goes in its slot. Then you lift up and move it. It's not easy to be moved. It has to be a deliberate action of moving it.
On that particular aircraft, they're quite a thick toggle switch, a bit like an old-fashioned light switch, but you have to actually pull the toggle switch up with a couple of fingers against a spring and move it out of the detent and then move it into the new position. So it's not going to happen by accident. We've got our thrust levers here, and we've got the fuel switches here, which are slightly different than they would be in the aircraft we're talking about, but it has similar protections. I mean, if we want to close the fuel lever, we've got to lift it out, it's sprung loaded, and then we have to yank it down to stop it.
Efforts are on to establish that it is a pilot error.
Breaking news. Next news item. Oh, it's breaking fast.
Like TRF, the LET organization behind Pahalgam terror attack is declared a global terror outfit by USA. Too late?
The United States has designated the Resistance Front as the group behind the April 22nd Pahalgam terror attack as a foreign terrorist organization and specially designated global terrorist. The statement issued by U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio acknowledged the terror outfit as a front and proxy of Lashkar-e-Toiba, a UN-designated terrorist group that is based in Pakistan. In a statement, Rubio said that the designation demonstrates that the Trump administration's commitment to protecting U.S. national security interests, countering terrorism, and enforcing President Trump's call for justice for the Pahalgam attack.
Like in Tamil Nadu, AIADMK leader EPS said, our BJP alliance will win, but AIADMK will form government in Tamil Nadu. In other words, BJP should only help AIADMK come back to power. Good.
You are watching Sanglikar's Weekly.
Like Mamata Dede is invoking Bengali pride card and she appears to be succeeding. Bangladesh government to demolish Satyajit Ray's ancestral home in Dhaka, Mamata Banerjee seeks centre's intervention. West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee said that eminent filmmaker Satyajit Ray's ancestral home in Dhaka is being demolished by Bangladeshi authorities. However, the government of India has stepped up to cooperate with the government of Bangladesh to repair and reconstruct the ancestral property. New Delhi had offered to help Dhaka in the repair and reconstruction of the iconic building in Mymensingh. The building, linked to Ray's grandfather, has been abandoned for a decade, leading to its deteriorating condition. Like, the scuffle between NCP, SP, and BJP supporters in the Maha Assembly lobby was disgraceful to say the least. Maharashtra CM Devendra Fadnavis holds meeting with Uddhav Thackeray. Uddhav Thackeray warmly extends a friendly gesture by placing his hand reassuringly on Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis's shoulder, symbolizing camaraderie and goodwill between the two leaders amid political differences. A meeting between Shiv Sena, UBT, chief Uddhav Thackeray and Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis has created a stir in the state's political circles. Accompanied by his son Aditya Thackeray, Uddhav Thackeray met the chief minister for about 20 minutes, sparking speculation of a potential shift in alliances. This meeting occurred just one day after Fadnavis made a widely reported tongue-in-cheek comment, inviting Thackeray to join the ruling coalition. Aditya Thackeray stated that the purpose of their visit was to present a book to the chief minister and discuss their opposition to the three-language policy in schools. While one political faction has downplayed the significance of the meeting, another figure commented on the situation, stating, "Let's not get into speculation and tongue-in-cheek, a little bit of jest and wits, that's what makes life interesting. Why speculate when there is nothing to speculate on?" Like Tesla introduced its Y model in Indian markets, priced at Rs 60 lakhs. It will become a status symbol, though the car flopped in Europe.
And Tesla officially opens its first experience center in Mumbai on Tuesday, with a Delhi store to follow soon. After repeated delays over tariffs, policy demands and local manufacturing hurdles, the world's top EV maker finally steps into India. Tesla's India journey began in 2016 when it started accepting Model 3 pre-orders, but no cars ever arrived. On the 15th of July, Tesla opens its Mumbai outlet preloaded with at least 6 Model Ys from Shanghai, each valuing $32,000 pre-duty. Post 70% import duty and surcharges, Indian pricing crosses $56,000 even before local taxes and insurance. That puts Model Y in the high-end bracket, where EVs from just 5% of the new sales and premium EVs under 2% in India. In contrast, mass market EVs like Tata Nexon start at $16,860, far more affordable for most buyers.
Sanglikars weekly, the ink never dries.
2022, BJP sets Mission South in motion. Modi government picks 4 luminaries for Rajya Sabha from South. 7th July 2022. In a major push for South India, the Modi government has nominated 4 noted personalities, including celebrated athlete PT Usha and music maestro Ilayaraja, to the Rajya Sabha. The other 2 nominations include KV Vijayendra and Prasad Virendra Hegade.
New faces are heading to the Rajya Sabha. Harsh Singla, Ujjwal Nikam, Meenakshi Jain and Sadanand Master. They've been sworn in as members of parliament. So all of these 4 members, each bringing experience from diplomacy, law, history and grassroots politics to the upper house of parliament.
PM wishes new Rajya Sabha members success. Shri Ujjwal Nikam's devotion to the legal field and to our constitution is exemplary. He has not only been a successful lawyer but also been at the forefront of seeking justice in important cases. During his entire legal career, he has always worked to strengthen constitutional values and ensure common citizens are always treated with dignity. It's gladdening that the President of India has nominated him to the Rajya Sabha. My best wishes for his parliamentary innings. It's a matter of immense joy that Dr. Meenakshi Jain ji has been nominated to the Rajya Sabha by Rashtrapati ji. She has distinguished herself as a scholar, researcher and historian. Her work in the fields of education, literature, history and political science have enriched academic discourse significantly. Best wishes for her parliamentary tenure. Shri C. Sadanandan Master's life is the epitome of courage and refusal to bow to injustice. Violence and intimidation couldn't deter his spirit towards national development. His efforts as a teacher and social worker are also commendable. He is extremely passionate towards youth empowerment. Congratulations to him for being nominated to the Rajya Sabha by Rashtrapati Ji. Best wishes for his role as MP. Shri Harshvardhan Shringla Ji has excelled as a diplomat, intellectual and strategic thinker. Over the years, he's made key contributions to India's foreign policy and also contributed to our G20 presidency. Glad that he's been nominated to the Rajya Sabha by President of India. His unique perspectives will greatly enrich parliamentary proceedings. 2026. The Rajya Sabha is poised for a significant shakeup, with over 70 vacancies expected between April and November 2026, due to the scheduled retirement of several senior members from across the political lines. Among the prominent MPs whose terms will end during this period are NCP Chief Sharad Pawar, Congress Chief Mallikarjun Kharge, BJP leader Hardeep Puri, former PM HD Deve Gowda, Vice Chairman of the House and JDU MP Harivansh, SP MP Ram Gopal Yadav, Congress's Digvijaya Singh, Union Minister Ramdas Athawale, Shiv Sena, with the faction, MP Priyanka Chaturvedi, TMC MP Saket Gokhale, RLP MP Upendra Kushwaha, BJP National General Secretary and MP Arun Singh, DMK MP P. Wilson, and several others. In total, the House will face as many as 75 vacancies during this window, prompting fresh elections across the states to fill the seats.
Breaking news. Next news item. Oh, it's breaking fast. Next news item. Blink and it's gone.
External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar met Chinese President Xi Jinping in Beijing on the second day of his visit for the SCO Foreign Ministers meeting, his first trip to China in nearly 5 years. He conveyed greetings from President Murmu and PM Modi, and apprised Xi of recent developments in bilateral ties. The meeting took place on the sidelines of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Foreign Ministers Summit. This marks the first high-level engagement since both nations agreed to disengage from friction points like Demchok and Depsang in October 2024. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar said, "We have made good progress in the past 9 months towards the normalization of our bilateral relations. It is now incumbent on us to address other aspects related to the border, including de-escalation."
As neighboring nations and major economies in the world today, there are various facets and dimensions of our ties. Measures towards normalizing our people-to-people exchanges can certainly foster mutually beneficial cooperation. It is also essential in this context that restrictive trade measures and roadblocks are avoided. I hope to discuss these issues with you in further detail.
Rahul Gandhi criticized External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar for briefing Chinese President Xi Jinping on India-China relations, calling it a full-blown circus.
Rahul, can you come on stage? They want to see you.
Uncle, I'm feeling a little shy.
Shut up, you're a politician. Just come on front. Come on. Let's sing it properly live, face to face. Well done. Hey, Rahul! It's nice.
Hi.
Are you ready?
Yes,
let's get votes, okay? Let's get votes for Congress.
Yes, VOT, yes. I'm giving speeches, it's such a pain. Even I don't know what I am saying. Here's my advice, don't vote for me. If you have any hope of saving this country, vote for Modi, oh. Congress scams are worth the rose. I'll just make things even worse. Don't tell my mummy.
A nurse from Kerala who moved to war-torn Yemen in search of a better life now sits on a death row. Her family is pleading for mercy. Activists are racing against time to save her, but the clock is ticking. Nimishapriya was like thousands of nurses from Kerala who go abroad hoping to secure a better future for their families. Born in Palakkad district, she was the daughter of daily wage laborers. In 2008, she moved to Yemen, already politically unstable at the time, to work at a government hospital in Sana'a. In 2014, the Houthis seized control of Sana'a. By 2015, the Indian government was urging its citizens to leave the country due to the escalating war. Nimisha chose to stay on, hoping to build a more secure future. She left her hospital job to start a clinic, but Yemeni law required a local partner, and that partner was Talal Abdo Mahdi. That decision would alter her life forever. According to Nimisha's family, Mahdi turned abusive. She allegedly assaulted her, siphoned off clinic funds, and refused to return her passport when she tried to leave. In July 2017, desperate to escape, Nimisha sought help from a prison warden near her clinic. Mahdi had previously served time for various offences. The warden allegedly advised her to sedate him to recover her passport. The overdose proved fatal. Weeks later, Mahdi's dismembered body was found in a water tank. In 2020, a trial court sentenced Nimisha to death, a verdict upheld by the Houthi-controlled Supreme Judicial Council in 2023. Her only remaining option? Paying blood money, a principle under Sharia law that allows the victim's family to pardon the accused in exchange for compensation. Ministry of External Affairs stated that it was doing everything possible, but with no official diplomatic ties between India and the Houthi regime in control of Sana'a, efforts hit repeated roadblocks. Yemen is still in the grip of a civil war. The Houthis have no formal ties with India. Negotiating with the victim's family proved challenging. As of today, the execution of Nimisha Priya, originally scheduled for July 16, has been postponed. Negotiations are reportedly underway with the victim's family, though the details of those talks have not yet been disclosed. So what happens now? There is only one way her life can be spent. The victim's family must grant her a pardon. As of today, there is no confirmation that they have, nor is there any clarity on whether further blood money was requested or paid. Nimisha Priya's story is tragic, complex, and deeply painful.
No backbenchers. A Kerala school has introduced new seating arrangements for classrooms. The school has done away with traditional rows of benches, replacing them with single rows aligned along the four walls of the classroom.
Influenced by the Malayalam film Sthanarthi Shrikuttan, several schools in Kerala have changed classroom seating arrangements to eliminate the idea of backbenchers altogether. Following suit, the Tamil Nadu government on Saturday directed all middle schools in the state to shift from traditional row-based seating to a U-shaped layout. While traditional front row seating is common in schools across the country, this new model encourages better interaction with teachers and active student participation. The concept has been welcomed by students, teachers, and parents alike.
A video from a school in Bandatka, Kasaragod, showing students performing Guru Pada Puja, a ritual involving the offering of flowers and washing the feet of elders, has gone viral. The ceremony, held as part of Guru Purnima celebrations at multiple private schools affiliated with Bharathiya Vidyaniketan. Kerala General Education Minister V. Sivan Kutty ordered an inquiry into the incident. The Kerala State Commission for Protection of Child Rights has also registered a suo motu case.
Now, on Thursday, marking the Guru Purnima celebration, schools run by Sangh Parivar-backed trusts conducted Pada Puja, in which students were asked to wash the feet of the teachers and offer flowers at their feet. The visuals of students washing the feet of teachers led to protest in the state. General Education Minister V. Sivan Kutty directed the Director General of Education to probe the incident. Sivan Kutty said the Pada Puja was against democratic values. After the CPIM-led Kerala government took a strong objection to Pada Puja held at various CBSE-affiliated schools run by Bharatiya Vidyaniketan, Governor Rajendra Arlekar said Guru Puja is part of our culture.
Are Hindu traditions under attack in Kerala? Schools booked for Guru Purnima celebrations. Education Minister orders probe.
Well-known model and social media personality Saint Rachel has died by suicide in Puducherry. Police say she had consumed tablets 2 weeks ago in a bid to end her life. She was moved to 3 different hospitals and ultimately she died at the Jipmer in Puducherry. Investigators suspect Saint Rachel was under severe financial stress. Police say she had first pledged her gold jewelry, later sold it. She had also borrowed money from a friend. She expected help from her father, who could not help because he has another son to take care of. It's in this context investigators say she had taken too many tablets at her father's place. Later she moved to her in-laws' place and then dialed her dad about this, who rushed her to hospital. Saint Rachel has lifted the 2022 Miss Puducherry title. She has also taken a strong stand against colorism in the modeling industry. She has been a model for clothing brands and she has often explained about the obsession towards fair skin in the modeling industry and what dark-skinned people or dark-skinned models, as she called, went through as they fought the color prejudice in the modeling industry.
Supreme Court refused to grant interim protection from arrest to cartoonist Hemant Malviya, who was facing criminal charges over allegedly objectionable caricatures of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, RSS, shared on social media. Earlier, the Madhya Pradesh High Court had denied anticipatory bail to cartoonist Hemant Malviya.
The Madhya Pradesh High Court has denied anticipatory bail to cartoonist Hemant Malviya, who was accused of drawing a derogatory post including a caricature on Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Rashtriya Swayamsevak, which is stated to be published on Malviya's Facebook page. The complaint alleged that the caricature presented the parties in an undignified manner, hurting the religious sentiments of the complainant. Noting that the cartoonist clearly overstepped the threshold of freedom of speech and expression, the bench of Justice Subodh Abhyankar opined that the custodial interrogation of the applicant would be necessary. The court observed that Malviya's depiction of a Hindu organization like RSS along with the PM and endorsement of a comment involving Lord Shiva amounted to sheer misuse of freedom of speech and expression under Article 19(1)(a). The judge stated that the benefit of Supreme Court's Arnesh Kumar guidelines will not be available to the cartoonist. The court rejected Malviya's comparison with noted cartoonist R.K. Lakshman, noting no similar caricature was shown. While Malviya's counsel argued it was satirical art, the state contended such posts disturbed social harmony. The court thus dismissed the anticipatory bail.
Human rights and freedom of speech. Justice Surya Kant, who would be the next Chief Justice of India, told the world community that India, with a robust mechanism for protection of human rights, is often targeted by countries with rigid immigration policies and a documented tendency to use excessive force for minor violations. Bringing back memories of cruel treatments meted out to immigrants and Indians by police of foreign countries, Justice Kant told a gathering of eminent lawyers and social scientists at Stockholm that India has historically demonstrated a strong commitment to human rights, rooted in its constitutional framework and heritage, long before these conversations gained global traction. To be candid, it is somewhat paradoxical when countries with some of the most rigid immigration policies and a documented tendency to resort to excessive use of force, even in response to minor infractions, position themselves as foremost champions of human rights. Such critiques, when unaccompanied by self-reflection or contextual understanding, undermine the values they claim to uphold, he said. The bridge controversy. A political controversy erupted in Karnataka over the absence of Chief Minister Siddaramaiah from the inauguration of a flyover in Shivamogga, scheduled for July 14. The state government said that it had requested Union Minister Nitin Gadkari to postpone the event as the Chief Minister was not informed in advance. A bridge has been constructed in Shivamogga with the help of the centre. Union Minister Nitin Gadkari wanted to inaugurate the bridge. The CM had requested him to postpone because he wouldn't be able to attend the inauguration program. If it had been postponed, then the CM would also have been able to attend the program, said Karnataka Home Minister G. Parmeshwara. Mr. Gadkari dedicated the cable-stayed bridge constructed across the Sharavati backwaters in Sagar Taluk. The Rs 473 crore project, including the approach roads, has been built by the Union Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. He was accompanied by Union Minister of Consumer Affairs Pralhad Joshi, former Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa, Shivamogga MP B.Y. Raghavendra, and other BJP leaders.
Breaking news is there's been a brutal murder that's taken place in Bengaluru yesterday. A man with a criminal record was killed in Bengaluru.
The mother of the deceased has filed a complaint naming KR Pura MLA Bhairathai Basavaraj and others, alleging they were involved in the murder.
The former minister and BJP MLA Basavaraj, who's been booked in that murder case. An FIR has been filed naming the former minister as accused number 5 in the murder investigation of a rowdy sheeter. The complaint alleging that it was Basavaraj who abetted the murder. The FIR was registered on the basis of the complaint that has been lodged by the mother of the deceased rowdy sheeter. So,
you are watching Sanglikar's Weekly.
It's the end of a memorable test match. It was pretty much like a Hindustani classical performance. You started off with the alap for 3 days, just setting it up. Then the jod as it picked up on the 4th day. Then the jhala on the 5th day. What a finish we got. What do I remember this test match by? You know, there are some players who just create an impact. 2 balls created an impact in this game. Jofra Archer comes back, nicks off Yashasvi Jaiswal. Jofra Archer comes back, knocks over Rishabh Pant. 2 balls that had such an impact on the game. Then that run out. Inevitably Rishabh Pant is in the run out. They've just taken the score from 107 to 248. There's a little sprinkler putting water on me. They've taken the score to 248. India are about to control the game. And then what happens? The search for the century. Rishabh Pant is trying to be very good to KL Rahul, and that run out. I think if there's one moment that changed the game, it was that run out. When India looked back, for all that I've talked about, where did the game slip out?
India captain Shubman Gill and vice-captain Rishabh Pant interacted with King Charles IL at St James's Palace in London, a day after the visiting team lost the Lord's Test. King Charles was heard applauding the Indian side for their spirited performance in the Anderson Tendulkar Trophy, and reflected on the thrilling conclusion to the 3rd test.
Unfortunate. When King Charles reacted to Mohammad Siraj's Lord's Test dismissal, India captain Shubman Gill and vice-captain Rishabh Pant met King Charles III following their narrow defeat at Lord's. The king praised India's spirited fight and showed sympathy for Mohammad Siraj's unlucky dismissal. India captain Shubman Gill and vice-captain Rishabh Pant interacted with King Charles III at St James's Palace in London on Tuesday, a day after the visiting team lost the Lord's Test. King Charles was heard applauding the Indian side for their SPI.
King Charles hosted both the Indian senior men's and women's teams at St James's Palace. While the Gill-led men's side are playing a 5-test series against England, the women's team are engaged in a white ball series as part of their preparation for the Women's World Cup. Hypocrisy much? Why Yuvraj Singh-led India champions should boycott WCL 2025 match versus Pakistan counterparts. India is preparing to face Pakistan in the WCL match, the first cricket fixture between the two nations since Operation Sindoor. Public outrage has erupted over the participation of former Indian cricketers in the tournament, especially after the Pahalgam terror attack that claimed innocent lives. The upcoming match between India and Pakistan in the 2025 World Championship of Legends, WCL, has received backlash from social media users. According to a report by SportsTac, a few top Indian cricketers may opt out of the high-profile fixture, which is set to be played on July 20th at Edgbaston in Birmingham. Social media is flooded with criticism. Shikhar Dhawan and Afridi did all that fake acting of patriotism and war just to play against each other again on Sunday. I am saying that again, patriotism is only for normal public. India will also play with Pakistan in Asia Cup 2. Selective backlash. Boycott actors, boycott movies, but our cricketing gods can have their say.
Sanglikars Weekly, the ink never dries. Sanglikars Weekly, it's all here for you.
West Indies becomes first team in history to register embarrassing feat. West Indies' tally of 27 is the second lowest in Test cricket history, just one more than New Zealand's all-time record, 26, set in 1955 against England.
These are catastrophic times in West Indies cricket. All out for 27 against Australia. It is rock bottom for West Indies cricket. But then, what do? Cricket West Indies, in their advisory committee now, they have extended an invitation for 3 major legends to help them and revive their cricket. Clive Lloyd, Brian Lara and Sir Vivian Richards. These 3, who have been part of some golden generations of West Indies cricket, have now been roped in to help the side. On the other hand, the Cricket Advisory Committee already has Shivnarayan Chandrapal, Ian Bradshaw and Desmond Haynes. There is no plan as such as to where and when the meeting will take place. It's just been an invitational basis that this has been taking place. However, will this help West Indies? Because in one of the articles that has been written, a former West Indies player has said that there is no accountability in the Windies team. There is no accountability in the board. There is pick and choose based on regional preferences. That is the one allegation that has been levelled against the Cricket West Indies board. On the other hand, fans have been slowly drifting away from West Indies cricket. You could see it in the attendances that were there. Except in India series or except in an England series where a lot of expats do come in. Test cricket attendances have been very, very abysmal in the West Indies.
Breaking news, next news item, oh, it's breaking fast. Next news item, blink and it's gone.
Jannik Sinner the winner. Wimbledon 2025 men's singles final. Sinner beats defending champion Alcaraz to win maiden Wimbledon.
Wrong with that point he played, but if it isn't absolutely perfect with pace on it, this volley, just have a look at the movement. And look where he's playing the pass from. Yeah.
Takes his piece of Wimbledon history. What a wonderful match.
The worrying moment: Serbia's Novak Djokovic fell over at matchpoint during his match against Italy's Flavio Coballi on center court in the quarter-final of Wimbledon 2025. Thankfully, the seven-time champion appeared unhurt and was able to play on.
I'm afraid to announce that this was my last match at Wimbledon and that I will be retiring after the US Open. Because that ginger broccoli head Sinner owns me, and there is no way I can beat both Sinner and Alcaraz in a Grand Slam unless they get injured. But honestly, it's not fair that Sinner can just blast those needles up his cheeks and only get suspended for a couple months. That doping-using cheater should have been suspended for at least a year. I hope Carlos destroys him again in the finals, because cheaters don't deserve to win.
Hey, old man, Kalshi is giving that cheater Sinner a 45% chance of beating Alcaraz in the finals. I'm just wondering who you think is going to win, and are you going to rub some baby oil on that quad so it can heal? Thank you, Djokovic.
I got Carlos in the finals. Sinner only won today because I was injured.
Iga Swiatek is crowned ladies champion. Wimbledon 2025. Iga Swiatek's Wimbledon 2025 win cements her as a true all-surface Grand Slam champion, surpassing Aria Sharapova and another legend in major title count.
Iga conquers the grass and becomes a Wimbledon champion.
Now to the runner-up from the United States of America, Amanda Anisimova. Well, many congratulations, Iga. You looked unstoppable out there today. You're the first Polish player ever to win Wimbledon in singles.
Jannik Sinner and Iga Swiatek share a dance at the Champions Dinner. Like, cricketer Shami's estranged wife Haseen Jahan is charged with attempt to murder. Not so Haseen act.
While Indian pacer Mohammad Shami continues his recovery from injury, fresh controversy has erupted off the field involving his estranged wife. Haseen Jahan and their daughter Ashi Jahan. The duo is now entangled in a serious legal row after a land dispute in West Bengal's Suri town escalated into alleged violence. Haseen Jahan and daughter booked for attempt to murder after ugly scuffle caught on video and firearm has been filed against both Haseen and Ashi following a complaint by their neighbor Dalia Khatun, who accused them of attempt to murder, criminal conspiracy and assault. The incident, which reportedly occurred in Ward No. 5 of Suri, took a dramatic turn when Dalia objected to construction work being carried out on a disputed piece of land.
Like, BCCI earned a record revenue of Rs 9,741.7 crores for financial year 2024. Cricket is an industry.
Indian cricket has officially become a billion-dollar empire. BCCI has posted a record revenue of over 9,700 crores or more than $1 billion for the financial year 2023-24. The Indian Premier League remains the powerhouse, driving 59% of that massive haul. The IPL generated a jaw-dropping 5,761 crores in the financial year 2023-24, almost tripling its revenue from the previous year. The IPL has been a major contributor to BCCI's finances since it burst onto the scene in 2007. Revenue from media rights and bilateral international tours saw a dip, but was offset by a Rs 1,042 crore payout from the ICC.
Like, British tennis player Tara Moore is banned for 4 years for doping.
Former British number 1 in doubles player Tara Moore has been handed a 4-year ban from tennis. This as a court of arbitration for sport reversed a previous verdict and ruled that Moore had failed to prove a positive test that came from contaminated meat that was consumed. Moore tested positive for 2 anabolic steroids during a tournament in Colombia in 2022. She was suspended for 19 months but cleared by an independent panel late last year. The panel had accepted her explanation that it could have come from meat she ate in South America, but the International Tennis Integrity Agency appealed and this week they won. The panel said that the levels of the steroids that were consumed were too high to confirm accidental contamination. Moore is now 32 and won't be eligible to return until December 2027.
Like in commerce, Nvidia hit $4 trillion in market value, the first company to achieve the mark. And Bitcoin surged to $123,000, an increase of $15,000 in weeks.
NVIDIA, the company, hits a $4 trillion valuation or market cap for the first time ever. And that is a big valuation ahead of a quarter. NVIDIA now priced for perfection, but keep in mind their last quarter was not good and the market didn't like it initially.
If you look among all the AI stocks, it's probably one of the cheaper ones now.
Like, Dilip Piramal has sold off his stake in VIP Industries for Rs 6,700 crores.
An iconic deal that has taken place from a brand standpoint as well. VIP, was synonymous with luggage in India. The first obvious question, you've been alluding your interest to sell stake in the company in the past many years. The obvious question is why now? And secondly, why multiples? What were the factors that went in for you to choose a particular partner? Because multiple times in the past, there have been a lot of buyers that came in and a lot of talks were being taken.
In the last 5 years, we have not been doing well. We've had a management, I would say, crisis in the last 2-3 years. And our market shares are going down. And the younger generation is not interested in the management. So what do I do? And there is a theory of Peter Drucker, who used to be the father of scientific management, modern management in the 50s. I mean, the present generation, nowadays nobody talks about him, but he was the sort of master of management and the original mentor. So he had a very good theory that by the 4th generation of family businesses, they either degenerate or they lose interest. And that happens very often. Of course, in India, there are some exceptions where even the 7th generation is doing well. So there was an absolute need, in my case, to have a change of ownership and management.
Alia, Varun and Sid's journey from Student of the Year to Parents of 3 beautiful baby girls.
करण जौहर के तीनों स्टूडेंट्स के घर गूंजी लक्ष्मी की किलकारी। बॉलीवुड में हाल ही में एक बेहद सुखद संयोग देखने को मिला है। करण जौहर की फिल्म स्टूडेंट ऑफ द ईयर से एक साथ फिल्मी करियर शुरू करने वाले तीनों सितारे आलिया भट्ट, वरुण धवन और अब सिद्धार्थ मल्होत्रा अब सभी बेटी के माता-पिता बन चुके हैं।
The original Student of the Year trio, Alia Bhatt, Varun Dhawan and Siddharth Malhotra have all stepped into the enchanting world of parenthood and are now proud members of Girl Parents Club. Who could have predicted back in 2012 when they first lit up the screen with their youthful charm and vibrant dreams that these 3 would be nurturing little lives of their own.
Like, Hollywood filmmaker Woody Allen is releasing his first novel What's with Bohm? Interesting.
Veteran actor B. Saroja Devi, one of Indian cinema's most celebrated and enduring stars, passed away on July 14, 2025 in Bengaluru. She was 87 and had been suffering from age-related illness. Fondly known as Abhinaya Saraswati, Saroja Devi's journey on the silver screen began at the age of 17 with the 1955 Kannada film Mahakavi Kalidasa, a role that not only launched her career but also won her a national award. She soon became the first female superstar of Kannada cinema. With MGR and Sivaji Ganesan, she starred in over 20 films. In Telugu cinema, she worked alongside the legendary N.T. Ramarao, with hits like Sita Rama Kalyanam, Jagadeka Veerani Katha and Dagudu Mootalu. Her presence graced Hindi cinema as well, acting opposite greats like Dilip Kumar in Paigham, Rajendra Kumar in Sasural and Sunil Dutt in Beti Bete. In a career spanning over 7 decades, Saroja Devi featured in more than 200 films across Kannada, Tamil, Telugu and Hindi. Her immense contribution to Indian cinema was recognized with the Padma Shri in 1969 and the Padma Bhushan in 1992. In 2008, she received the Lifetime Achievement Award from the Government of India. B. Saroja Devi's passing marks the end of an era, but her legacy, etched in celluloid, will continue to live on.
Pakistan anticipates a visit from US President Donald Trump this September, according to reports by 2 local television channels, as reported by Reuters. Trump won't visit Pakistan, White House clarifies as Pakistani media retracts report. So, Reuters reports what Pakistan media says, without verification? In a major gaffe, Meta's automatic translation tool erroneously declared Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah dead, while translating a condolence message posted by the Chief Minister's Office, CMO, on Facebook.
Have you ever given much thought to why we walk the way we do, or ever attempted to walking a different way? Well, it turns out that it may benefit you to do so. While walking backwards was once considered an eccentric hobby, today research suggests it has numerous benefits. The practice dates back to ancient China, but has gained renewed interest in sports science because backwards walking can help relieve back pain, knee issues, and arthritis. Some studies even indicate that the practice improves memory, reaction time, and problem-solving skills. A team found that just 10 to 15 minutes of backwards walking daily for 4 weeks increased hamstring flexibility and strengthened back muscles, which is important for spine stability. Another study found that athletes experienced reduced lower back pain. One reason why is because retro walking is thought to help stretch the hamstrings, and tight hamstrings are linked to back pain. Backwards walking and backwards running drills are already used during training by some athletes, especially in team sports, which require the agility to move quickly in many directions. This is because it reduces the stress placed on knee joints while building strength. Retro running is also useful for protecting athletes from injury. It's been found to help the elderly as well as individuals with obesity, and it can burn more calories than walking forwards. The different biomechanics involved, including a reduced range of motion at the knee, benefits those who are recovering from knee injury. And as for cognitive benefits, research has shown that there's a difference in neural activity between forwards and backwards walking. Our prefrontal cortex, important for decision-making and problem-solving, tends to be especially active when we walk backwards. One small study found that participants who performed a cognitive task while retro-walking had faster reaction times, suggesting enhanced cognitive processing. Then, of course, there's the novelty angle. A change in routine is always fun, after all.
You are watching Sanglikars Weekly.
Part 2 follows.